Now, it's interesting when we turn to tertiary education.
Yeah, well, that's a disaster.
Well, the government has said, right, let's have more money for secondary and how we spend it. We've had that conversation. Tertiary, they want to increase the cost of doing degrees and lower the threshold at which students start repaying their student loans, their HECS loans. What do you think of that?
Oh, they want to slug uni students with more debt. And here's the thing, right? If you're a young person in this country right now, you're slugged with huge student debt. You're trying to crack into the housing market. Housing's unaffordable. They're making a mess of the planet. And, it's young people who are going to have to clean up the climate mess that's being made as a result of this government's inaction. So there's this massive intergenerational divide developing, and the people who benefited from affordable housing and a free uni education are trying to slug future generations with these costs, and it's a big intergenerational divide.
Well, speaking of free uni, I mean, I was in the last year when university was completely free, 1988, and I remember the protests that were going on at the government, the Labor government back then, who introduced fees for university. A lot of people don't seem to realise that it was actually a Labor initiative. However, the difference was back then only about 1 in 5 school leavers went to uni.
Sure.
And I've done the numbers. I mean, the proportion of GDP we spend on higher education has been pretty constant. It's about 4.5–5%. But back then, when you only had 1 in 5 school leavers, you could afford to allow them all to do uni for free. Now it's 1 in 2.
But we're talking about lumbering these young people with a massive debt.
But do you think so many should go to university though?
I think we're in an environment where having a tertiary degree is really important. It equips people, through their career, and people are going to be making
so what would
lots
you
of
do?
different career choices.
Okay,
look, I tell you what. I would recognise that when you educate a community, that's actually good public investment. We all benefit from having highly educated doctors. Well, I'm saying the balance at the moment is not where this government wants to take us is not where we need to go. We don't want to lumber students with more debt. We recognise there's a really important public benefit. And, if you're a country,
but if you're saying, if you're saying you don't want students to have debt, does that mean that you would
not the
make
level
all
of debt.
degrees free?
No, we're saying we're talking about the changes in this budget,
right,
Tom.
okay.
And what the government's trying to do is trying to lumber students with more debt. And we're saying we won't support that. And, the Prime Minister keeps talking about innovation and ideas and how we've got to be a smarter economy and do things better. We're not going to make our money as a nation digging holes in the ground. We're going to make it on the back of students, universities having the level of investment that they need to create, the bionic ears of tomorrow and the renewable energy, the solar panels that are going to take us forward.
What do we do with all the art students who study Marxism and things like that and sociology? I mean, they're not inventing bionic ears and solar panels, are they?
No, but an arts degree can actually be a really important platform for future learning, and I'm not going to, stand here and denigrate people who've done an arts degree.
You've got a few old Marxists in your party. Do you think people should still be studying that?
Marxism wasn't on the course of my medical degree, Tom. When I went through medicine at Monash Uni, we learned about anatomy and physiology, and that was the basis of our education. I just reckon the government's got it wrong here. Why not go after multinational tax avoiders? Why not go after people who aren't paying tax? Why slug young people who, as I said, can't afford to buy a house anymore, are getting lumbered with the mess that's being made when you see what they're doing to the planet, and now they're going to ensure that they've got this huge debt when they leave university?